Hi everyone, and welcome to another video of Gus Random Reviews. In this video, I am going to demonstrate how to remove, refill, and replace the Omnipod. There's a couple of steps where we're going to take. This right here is my beautiful daughter, Gia The Great, and she is type 1 diabetes. So without further ado, what we're going to do first is that we're going to remove the old pump that you can see here, and what we're going to do is we're going to use a Unisolve solvent that is going to allow us to remove the adhesive and any additional tape that we might have placed on top of the Omnipod. So we're just going to open this here, and we're going to start the process by pouring the liquid on top and below where the adhesive tape is. We're also going to utilize the Unisolve adhesive wipes, which is pretty much the same content here. And again, the reason being is because there's adhesive with the Omnipod, and in order to cause less irritation on the skin or damage to the skin, we want to make sure that we use this liquid here. So here we go. Okay, the first thing that we want to do is we want to make sure that we deactivate the pump by utilizing the receiver here. So to do so, what we'll do is we'll go to the sign. We're going to go ahead and click on View Pod Details. And what we're going to do is we're going to click on Change the Pod. Once we say deactivate, we're going to hear a couple of beeps. You want to make sure that you're close, and there's a beep. And you also now have no active pod in place, and we're going to start the process of removing that one. As mentioned, we're going to use the Unisolve wipe, and we're going to start the process of removing it. Okay, now that we remove the pump, what we want to do is we want to use some alcohol pads here, wipes, so that we can clean this area and then sanitize it for the pump replacement. Now, typically what we always do with Gia here is that we try to change the pump before she goes shower. That way, removing the pump, she showers, the area is better cleaned, and then later on use again the alcohol pads to just wipe any additional bacteria that might have built by the time the pump was being used. So we'll go ahead and clean it up right now because we want to make sure that we sanitize it, and then we'll give Gia the opportunity to go shower so that she can better clean the area where the pump was being used. Just a couple of wipes here. We'll dispose of these later. Again, just so that we can sanitize the area a little bit better. And that's pretty much it. As mentioned, we use the Unisolve adhesive remover liquid along with a wipey pad so that we can easily remove the pump and any additional adhesive glue that the pump may retain. And once we come back, we'll show you how to refill the pump and then replace it. Stay tuned. And we're back. She's nice and showered now, Gia The Great. So what we're going to do is where we remove the old pump, we're going to now put a band-aid and some antibiotics on this section because this is where the pump was inserted. So we'll let Gia The Great go ahead and prepare the bandage here and the antibiotics, and while she does that, I'm going to now talk a little bit about how we're going to refill it and then replace it. So for your PDA, which is your receiver, you always want to make sure that you sanitize it, and if you have any alcohol wipes here, you just want to go ahead and remove one and just pretty much wipe it down. It's safer to just clean it, because remember that on a daily basis you're touching this, and you want to make sure that this is always clean. Same goes with your hands. You want to make sure that you wash your hands before you start any preparations and replacing the pump for her. So go ahead and place your bandage, Gia the Great, here, and then we'll go ahead and move to replace your pump. Okay. Now for the preparations, you want to make sure you have your Omnipod. You want to make sure that you have your insulin. And we do have some duct tape here, which is more of decoration, but it actually has a benefit. What we do is we place this on top of the Omnipod to reduce any static, and static normally causes disruptions with your pump or errors, and so this will reduce the static. And then we also have some additional transparent adhesive tape here, and this is what we do is we place this on top just for an additional support. And then as usual, we have your alcohol pad, and we also have skin tack wipes, which is allow us to add additional adhesive, especially when you're active. You want to make sure that your pump doesn't get removed by water, sweat, or any physical activity. We also use the fluticasone spray, which allows us to reduce the irritation and or itchiness in the affected area. Okay, so we took care of that. So now we're going to move along to replacing the pump. So let's go with the prep. And what we're going to do first is we're going to take our needle here. It comes with the Omnipod. We're going to use our insulin. We're going to extract the insulin. Now obviously the insulin will vary based on the individual, and again, that depends on your body proportion as well as your intake that you have. So for Gia the Great, we're going to have 100 units. And once we get the 100 units, whenever you're extracting the insulin and you start seeing some bubbles, the best way to remove the bubble is by tapping the syringe needle here and then slowly extracting any air bubbles. Okay, and as soon as we do that, then we go back and refill it once again. As you can see here, there may be some bubbles that may be building, and just continue to kind of tap into that bubble as extracted. Okay, then once you have your insulin ready, then we're going to grab our Omnipod here, and we're going to insert the insulin in this little hole here. Okay, but before we do that, we want to make sure that we return to our PDA, and we're going to set up a new pump. No active pump, so what we're going to do is we're going to get into the PDA. We're going to set up a new pod, and first it's going to tell us to fill in the pod with 100 unit insulin into the hole. Hear the 2 beeps, and then we're going to click on next so that we can hear it prime. And here we go. So you may want to go slow until all the insulin goes, and here's the beep. All right, there's 2 beeps. I'm gonna go back and put the top back into the syringe, remove the pieces, put it back, and now I'm gonna click on next, and we're gonna wait until it communicates and it primes. So we'll see until it starts priming. You'll see it here, priming. Please wait. You'll hear a couple of clicks, and that's extracting any air that the pump may be housing. Okay, so we'll let that go ahead and prime, and then we'll come back in and then place the pump into a section of the body. Okay, so the pump has finished priming. We're going to record a section where the pump is going to be placed based on the approval of your medical provider or your doctor. And since we last had it less in the most recent location, which was the right arm. We're now going to focus on a section on her leg. So let's go ahead and select this one here. Now remember that this is more of a reference for you. It's just you know, a way of telling you, okay, you put it in this section and now use another section to place the pump. We're going to go ahead and select done, and then it's going to ask us to remove this blue piece, which, you know, has the little tube that is going to be inserted into her skin. And then we're going to remove the white part here that is protecting the adhesive, and then we're going to place it in a section of her body. Okay, so we have a section of her body. We're going to go ahead and sanitize the area. Even though she has already showered, we're going to use an alcohol wipe. We're going to use it maybe once or twice to kind of go over it. Okay, once we do that, we are cleaning the area a little bit better. We're going to let it air dry there for a second. So now that it has dry, I'm going to use the fluticasone spray to spray in the area. And again, as mentioned, this is more for itchiness, and we're just going to go ahead and spread it around, and we're going to let it air dry. Again, as mentioned, the purpose of using this here, which is not required, it's more because the adhesive, when the pump is being removed, it causes itchiness. This here reduces that discomfort. That's the reason why we're using this. So we're going to let it air dry. Okay, now that it's air dry, we're going to remove the blue piece. We're going to press down with our thumb and then pull back until it's removed. Then we're going to remove the protection, which is housing the adhesive. And then we're going to utilize skin tag wipe, which is adding additional adhesive so that it provides more proper hold in her skin. So Gia the Great, please open this. And again, this is beeping because enough time is passing by to let us know that we need to place the pump into the desired area. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and grab the additional adhesive. I'm going to go around, and then I'm going to place more into the area. Then now I'm going to place the pump down, and I'm going to spread the adhesive around. Okay, then I'm also going to add more adhesive until it is placed. Okay, we're going to let it dry for a couple of seconds. Okay, now that it's dry, what we're going to do is we're going to lift this portion of her area here so that it allows the needle to insert. And then we're going to press start. We're going to confirm, and the pump is going to go and insert. Couple of seconds, and there it is. Okay, the communication with the pod has been established. It's called the cannula, has been properly inserted. There's a section here that says it has to be in red. As you can see here, it is red, which means that we confirm and we say yes. Now the pod has been properly inserted. Okay, and so finally what we're going to do is we're going to take our duct tape, as mentioned, which is going to allow us to reduce the static. We're going to take just a little portion. My hands may be sticky from the skin tag. Okay, we're going to cut, as mentioned, cut a portion here. And then we're going to place it on top. So not only is it allowing like a nice graphic design cover for her pump, but as mentioned, it's a benefit to reduce the static. And then finally, we're going to use the Flexi Fix tape. And we're going to cut a portion and then just place it on top just so that it allows additional support. And again, it's allowing additional support just so that the pump doesn't fall off and the skin tag and the adhesive already within the pod holds through. And this is if you're very active or sweat a lot and you need to make sure that your pump is not falling off. And that's pretty much it. We not only removed, we refilled, and we replaced the Omnipod. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a like. Go Gia the Great. She's the best.